So what car has two wings, just like that Spitfire? Well, it's the Toyota CHR. There's two spoilers, there's one here, there's one here, but look at this. This is unlike any other design that Toyota has done. I mean, look at this design language here, the contours, the aerodynamics. Look at it. It doesn't speak Toyota Prius, does it? And that's exactly the same engine that this is. It's the 1.8 petrol hybrid automatic, and we're going to find out whether it's worth your hard-earned cash. So why would you care about this? I mean, it's got a funky style. It's 17-inch alloy wheels, these nice different high-up handles here as well. And also, if you follow me around here, we've got the nice hybrid logo. So the hybrid is both petrol and electric, and the reason why it's important, because this is looking set to be our future, basically. And if you look at the front as well, there's even more of a futuristic design, and you've got that Toyota badge there with a blue logo to show that it's a hybrid. So let's test it on, is it worth it, and find out whether it's worth your hard-earned cash. So when you start the Toyota CHR, you get this nice little beep just to say, yes, I'm awake, and yes, I am an electric car as well. But looking inside, I don't know, it's a bit, well, to be honest, let's start with the bonuses, shall we? It's a nice piano black interior, which is actually really nice. A little bit plasticky, but it's still quite nice to look at. And down inside here, in the middle console, you've got a USB, and you've got this nice little gear knob here for the automatic, and it's brushed aluminium. It's quite nice, actually. And then also you've got copious amounts of room here for the storage. Tiny door bins though at the side. I don't see what the point in them are. And this is quite plasticky here. It's like a fake carbon fibre look. And also Toyota, such a futuristic company in the sort of design language, actually managed to really screw up the entertainment system on this. It's just awful to use. It's so dated, the graphics, as you can see. I mean, you treat it to this, what looks like a cheap alarm clock. It's just, no. I would have thought something a lot better. And of course, it gives you some graphics on the engine monitor, but again, these look really outdated. It looks as if you're playing on a Game Boy. It just really doesn't go with what this car's meant to be. Other than that though, the steering wheel height position, you are quite high up. The steering wheel's quite small, it feels nimble and comfortable, and it does feel a bit more exciting than the Prius, which to be honest doesn't take much. But in terms of how you are in ride height position, you've actually got some quite good space around here. You can see quite comfortably, but it's just massively let down by the quality of the plastics in here. Yeah, not a good start, but it's a bit different. Now what I mean by that is you're quite high up, whereas in the Prius you're quite low down, and this one is a bit more of a high up SUV style, meaning it feels more like a 4x4 when you're in it, but it's not. Okay, but it's nothing amazing. I mean, it's not going to blow me away. It just feels very, what's the word, plain and boring, and there's nothing exciting inside here. But I suppose if you're in a hybrid, it's not really meant to be that exciting. So what's practicality like on this CHR? Okay, well firstly, you open it up by doing this with the handles, and sometimes you can get your fingers stuck. I mean, look at that. It's okay, I mean, this is quite low. I'm 6'2", the driver's passenger seat, sorry, is all the way back. And to be honest, it's not too bad, but I can imagine in the middle it's going to be a nightmare. The only issue is, you've got this and you just feel like you can whack your head a bit off this, and because of the sloping design, it is really quite an issue getting in and out, and you've got to pop your head down, which obviously can be quite annoying. So let's talk about the good points on the practicality on this CHR. The boot is magnificent. I mean, if there's any good points about this car, it's the boot size. The only problem is you've got this little load lip, which is quite annoying. If you've got a suitcase, you've got to whack it over, but the seats go down as well. You do get a compression kit, there's no spare wheel, but apart from that, the boot interior is quite big, and it's actually more than you probably need. So what's the Toyota CHR like to drive? So I'm feeling every bump right now, everything's just all over the place. And for a city car, okay, the steering's quite light, but the suspension's awful. Yeah, it's very rigid, and the only good thing about this drive is you're quite high up, and that's it. Yes, it's built on the same sort of premises as a Prius, and to be honest, it's giving me exactly the same drive, if not worse. It's just trying to be something it's not. I don't think there is an exciting hybrid electric car out there now, unless we're talking about a Porsche Taycan or a full electric car. Saying that, if you are looking for a fun electric car, how about check out the video of the Honda E, which did an amazing job of showing us how an electric car should be done. So, does the Toyota CHR get the green light on the drive? And I'm just going to say a big resounding no. It's boring. It's boring to drive. I just feel like I'm in a Prius, which I know it's the same sort of premises, but at least in the Prius it's a bit more comfortable. This is just trying to be better than a Prius, and to be honest, I didn't think it was that hard a job, but it looks like Toyota have made it quite a hard job. Yeah, it's not a good drive at all. The only issue I have also as well with this gearbox, it's just quite flimsy when it kind of judders into electric and petrol. It's like undersiding at times, and the only way I could ever see fit of using that electric battery is when I'm going around a car park, and that's only where I'm gonna see some savings maybe, but to be honest, no. Yeah, it's not a good drive, I'm afraid, Toyota. It's time to conclude on this Toyota CHR. I mean, what do you think of the design? Please let me know in the comments. Do you think it looks futuristic, or does it look, well, just like a Prius? I mean, it'd be interesting to know. So, I feel it's an okay looking car. It's futuristic. The space in the back's brilliant. It's got good practicality for the boot as well. However, it's quite boring to drive and there's not much power. But we're going to put that all together on the scale worth and find out whether it's worth your hard-earned cash. So it's time for that scale of worth, where we put the Toyota CHR on that scale against the practicality, performance, reliability, appeal, fun factor and its features against its cost. So let's work out the cost of this Toyota. So for the top cost, of course, that's going to be from the manufacturer itself, which for the Icon trim comes at £27,450. Average price is £21,222.50 and the lowest is £14,995. So we use them three to make the average, and of course the average comes in at £21,222. So let's put that on the scale and let's see the outcome. Let's put that CHR on the scale, and of course the counterweights are taking their effect now. Oh. And as you can see, unfortunately, the coins weigh the Toyota down, which means the Toyota CHR is not worth it, but we're going to delve deeper into why that is. So let's talk about the practicality on this Toyota CHR. Although a 5-door coupe styled hatchback doesn't help with the practicality, even though styling is one of its biggest strengths, it can also be one of its weaknesses in terms of boot space and being able to fit passengers comfortably into the back. Having to crouch down and sit with a slope above you just isn't the best experience. Performance, given the petrol hybrid engines are economical and well trusted. The performance with CHR is quite underpowered, even though from start at traffic lights it's fairly brisk on acceleration, thanks to the electric power hybrid engine. It kind of lacks pull though then after when the petrol kicks in, meaning this is somewhat tiresome after long stints, but should be bearable for city runs, which is what this car is designed for. Fun factor, it's not that fun to drive despite the futuristic looks, which is a shame. It's just as dull as a Prius, and although the excitement might not be on the top agenda for anyone looking for a CHR, the reliability, Toyota long-lasting incredible reliability standards, so the CHR is in good stead here. And of course, the appeal, given its drive is somewhat of a letdown, it's not all bad news, and the style of the exterior is unique and offers you something different than other plain hybrids will give you out now. It's just the interior doesn't do it any favours either. And lastly, features. I still can't get over how Toyota managed to make this 8-inch LCD touchscreen infotainment system such a frustration to use. Given the car's clever engine, you'd think entertainment for Toyota would be a doddle. It's a real letdown for CHR. However, Apple CarPlay does sort this issue out to some extent. But again, you've got that Casio style watch face. It all just looks a little faded. So all this into consideration, again, it's a shame. The CHR just is not worth it. Again, please like and subscribe to this channel. We're a growing channel and we'd like to get some more interesting cars out there. Again, we are a review channel with a difference where we like to give that visual approach as well. But also we like to have some fun on this channel, and I'd like to open it up to your suggestions on whether you agree with this outcome, and also if there's any other cars out there that you would like us to review. Please stay tuned, and we hope to see you on the next video on Is It Worth It?